Hey guys, Marco the Pro Consumer back with another video, and say you wanted a drone and you found the drone called the Mavic Air, this new release thing from DJI. It's the smallest ever 4K flying platform that they've ever made. It's tiny and you want to know what comes inside the box. Well, here we go. If you buy the Fly More combo, this is what you get in your box. You get the drone and this awesome hard shell case. You get these things, which you do get in the normal just drone if you buy it, which are prop guards, which you may need or may not need. I'm probably not very going to use them. And then you get this travel case that has a bunch of goodies. So I know you want to see this, but let's take a look at what's inside here, and then we'll give you my impressions of the Mavic Air. So if you open up the travel case, first thing you're greeted with is a black box. Black box contains basically propellers, cables, and a bunch of other goodies. So you get 2 full sets of props. So you get 8 extra propellers plus the additional 4 that are already on the drone inside this box. You get an extra or 2 extra thumbsticks, and then a USB-C to micro USB adapter, which is nice to have. You also get some additional cables to connect your phones, whether you have an iPhone, a device that has USB-C or micro USB. You get those all included in the box, which is also very nice. And then you do get a fairly long flat USB-A to USB-C because the Mavic Air uses USB-C to connect and transfer data if you don't have a micro SD card reader. And then here are the props. Here's one set, and here's the second set of propellers. So that's what you get in this package. So we'll go ahead and put all these back in so we don't lose any of this stuff, because I probably will lose some of this stuff. Next compartment here is, well, if I can get it out, the remote, the RC. This is basically a redesigned Mavic Air or Mavic Pro controller, also kind of similar to the Spark controller, but you might be noticing, where the heck are the thumb wheels or the thumbsticks? Well, they're actually hidden away in 2 secret compartments beneath the phone holder. So there's little divots that you can actually kind of squeeze them in there and they won't fall out. See, they won't fall out, but if you want to be extra sure, go ahead and close these up. And this makes this whole thing a lot more transportable because you don't have these 2 pointy things coming out of it. So if you take them out, and then you can kind of just screw them into the top. There's 1, there's 2, and if you ever lose any of these, you have 2 additional ones, so that's pretty good. And I'm sure they'll sell more if you lose those as well. Pretty much the same kind of controller as the Mavic Pro and the Spark. You have your antennas there, and they did take away some of the function buttons. You basically only have 1 of them, and you don't have 2 more. You don't have 2 wheels also, so you're going to have to live with that. If you want to have more function buttons, then you have to go to the Mavic Pro or the Phantom line. And built in here, you have the lightning cable connector already kind of connected for you, because I guess they assume that everyone has iPhones, which probably is true. The next compartment here comprises of 2 extra batteries. So you have a battery for drone and you get 2 more. These are different type of batteries. They are not the same as Mavic Pro or the Spark, and they're completely dead, so I have to charge those. You get the brand new and redesigned charging hub, which I'm actually really excited for some reason, because it's tiny and it just kind of flips out like that. It's super cool. It doesn't charge them simultaneously, just charges them in sequence from the highest state of charge to the lowest state of charge. You get your charger itself, and you get your wall wart, which plugs in here in the US to 110 volt, 120 volt, whatever you have. And that's what you get in the travel case. So that's pretty cool. We'll throw these all back in, and we'll move over to what you actually want to see, which is what's inside this case. This right here has a complete drone capable of recording 4K 30 frames per second, 1080p 120 frames per second at 100 megabits per second for the 4K and lower bit rates for the 1080p. But it's all fitting in something like this. The case is this big. Here's my iPhone 10 for comparison. It is absolutely tiny and ridiculous, but we have technology this good that has GPS and all the smart avoidance features that DJI has been packing in some of their more expensive drones. So I have it in Onyx Black, which honestly I think is the best color you can get the Mavic Air, but again, that's all kind of subjective to your personal taste. And here it is. It's absolutely tiny. Again, iPhone 10, Mavic Air. It's uncanny how small this thing is. And when you flip it out, so you do the back ones first here, and the front ones last. And then you also have these antennas right here, which are also landing legs, which are pretty cool. You got your camera up front, so let's go ahead and take that off. It's a new redesigned gimbal cover. So here's our camera on the back, or on the front, I should say. You got your battery on the bottom of the drone, but I kind of messed up there. There we go. And yeah, it's adorable. This thing is crazy. And it's faster than the Mavic Pro, and it has higher bit rates than the Mavic Pro. That's incredible. The only difference from this and the Mavic Pro in terms of other than size are the props are rigid, they're not foldable, so they don't collapse. But that's not really a problem because this thing is super tiny and it fits in this awesome hard shell case that they supply to you for free, even if you just buy the case itself or the drone itself and not the Fly More combo. The battery you can kind of just remove this way, and there's an indicator telling you if you have it installed improperly or properly. It turns red if it's improper, and it'll also tell you in the app, and it won't let you fly. And when you put it in correctly, so you guys can maybe see that it's red right now, but once you click it in, the red goes away. So that should be a foolproof way to make sure your battery doesn't fall out, and it also will not let you fly if it's improperly connected. So that's pretty smart. In terms of avoidance sensors, it has avoidance sensors on the front and the back, which is an up on the Mavic Pro, and well, the Spark has 0, I don't think, or maybe has one direction, maybe the frontward. But this has both, and yeah. The gimbal itself is a lot more protected than the Mavic Pro, which I always thought the gimbal on the Mavic Pro was basically a joke because, I mean, it looked like it was gonna break at any point. This thing is well protected. It's also inside, so even if you do have a head-on collision with a tree or something, then your drone will take the brunt of it and probably will survive rather than your gimbal. So that probably is a huge plus for a lot of people. If you're flying drones, if you've been flying drones for a while, it probably won't matter too much, but what would matter to you is the new 100 megabits per second bitrate in 4K. That's awesome. Also, big note with the Mavic Air is it does have a wider field of view. It's 85 degrees compared to the 75 or 78 degrees of the Mavic Pro, but it's completely flat. There's no distortion, or I don't think there is, and there's no autofocus. It's fixed focus, so everything is in focus with this Mavic Air, so that may be a plus or a minus depending on if you're a novice or a pro. So here's the Mavic Air. I'm really excited to fly. It's really windy outside, plus it's also nighttime, so I'm definitely gonna have to charge this guy up and fly it at some other point. I will be bringing you guys a full review of the Mavic Air, so make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you wanna see that video very soon. Thank you all for watching. Please let me know what you think about the Mavic Air, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you later.